The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions. Hello, everyone.
Y'all doing great.
We do so good.
We try.
Episode 86.
Episode number 86. Welcome back to Tokucast.
Yes.
Back to Ultraman.
Yes.
Finally.
We're doing some movies this time around.
Mm-hmm.
We have two other shows we really do have to do, which is Cosmos and Max, but Cosmos is going to take a while.
Because it's a long show.
Yeah, maybe on the next movie thing that we'll end up doing Cosmos after because we can start it earlier. But this time, we are doing 3 Ultraman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Ultraman The Next, which is the Nexus prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Ultraman Mebius and the Ultra Brothers. And Ultraman RB, the movie Select the Crystal of Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the Nexus movie.
Back in 2004.
Yeah. What'd you think?
It was good.
I quite liked this movie. It was very different going in, and it really felt like a Godzilla movie.
It felt like an actual movie.
Yeah.
If anything else.
It didn't feel like an extended
because a lot of Toku movies that we watch on this channel, they just feel like episodes that are elongated with a slightly higher budget.
Mm-hmm.
The way this one is shot and the way everything is played, it just feels more cinematic.
Especially because, this guy is the first lieutenant of the Japanese Air Self-Defense Force.
That he is.
And he was a previous F-15 Eagle jet pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Ultraman, it's Ultraman Noah in this case, comes and basically devolves and then goes into him.
Mm-hmm.
In this gigantic flash
because he crashes.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I'm not gonna die yet, and he sees the light, the giant of light in front of him, and that is how Ultraman gets his host.
I love the way that this movie is set up because we end up learning a lot about this character, the whole thing with his family, specifically his son.
Yeah, I really like the whole family dynamic in this one.
Yeah,
I thought his family, for one, they're all good actors.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone in this movie is a pretty good actor.
And it doesn't focus on the kid so much, and I bring that up for a reason because we're gonna have
we're gonna get to that later. But his son Sugumu, and the first time we see him, his mom is getting him ready for bed, and he misses his dad because he's always away. He's always away at work.
But he looks up to him.
Yeah, he idolizes his dad.
Yeah,
because he's got like fighter jet toys, and I just love the scene where after he crashes and they don't know if he's dead or not, and she's just on the phone and she's really concerned, and then the kid just like wakes up and comes out of his room. And she's like, oh, no, Dad's fine. He's coming home soon. Also,
I love how this is just such a minor thing, but we rarely ever get to see grandparents. And we don't see them, but she's talking to them on the phone.
Yeah.
When that's just like a little mini thing.
Like one time I can remember seeing a grandparent is in Kaku Ranger.
I mean,
when Ghost Grandpa came back.
Yeah.
For one episode.
The ninja, with the grandfather and that one. But I'm talking about just like specifically in Ultraman.
Matt's off screen hunting for Pokemon.
Yes.
I'm doing a raid.
But yeah, I love, he really wants to go and take care of his family. And then he leaves the Air Force.
Yeah, he retires, and we get that great scene of him spending the day with his family.
Yeah.
Because you can tell that he hasn't been able to do that.
Yeah.
And
the way this movie opens up, though,
is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
With them in the military base.
It's like that classic Ultraman horror stuff that we've seen from Nexus. It's a great prequel to Nexus, or the Trapped in the Base episode of Tiga. This is a great precursor to that because you just got this creepy monster that
just wipes out
a bunch of people. Dudes. We see a woman have a chance to take it out, but she doesn't take the shot because a face comes out of it.
Yeah.
And roars for help.
I was sitting here all right.
Yeah, it's creepy.
But I loved it.
It's very
it was very well set up. I love how the reason why she let it go, finding out later because they revisit that scene and have the whole backstory behind it where the face that was in it, apparently the monster was her fiance.
It was her fiance, and because a similar thing that happened to Shunichi, who is our protagonist, happened to her fiance as well. Mm-hmm. And she thinks that what's going to happen to Shinichi will happen to him, to her fiance. So we have, I love how he gets a job as like a Cessna pilot.
Yeah.
Still gets to put his pilot training to use, but it's like, yeah, you get to ferry civilians, for a couple hours.
And then he gets abducted by the military.
And then on his like first job, she's in the back holding him at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Military helicopters come alongside the Cessna. He gets taken to a military base. And
I love that whole scene when the monster ends up coming in because
mm-hmm.
obviously they're trying to kill each other.
I also love how the monster gets bigger.
Yeah.
It's
really organic.
It's organic the way it absorbs other organic life. Like a bunch of little lizards crawl up and like rest on it and they get absorbed and the lizards turn into like veins. Like exposed veins on its body.
And then their faces show up on its shoulders. And you're just like, but why?
Why? Because it's cool.
It is cool.
I thought it was really good.
And then that first fight of that, the monster comes in, tries to kill Shinichi,
mm-hmm.
and then all of that happens. There's a whole military thing. They shoot it, and then it comes back to life, and it kills a whole bunch of people. Of course, she gets out because plot armor.
Yeah.
And then Shinichi busts out of basically the cell that they were keeping him in on the ground and fights the thing off. I was watching this movie like, I'm enjoying this as an actual movie.
Yes.
Instead of, this doesn't feel like an extended episode because, and I think that's the thing that helps this, it's set up on nothing.
Yeah.
It has no previous piece of media to really come off of. So it's set up on its own merits.
Mm.
And I love that about this. This is a great movie.
Mm.
And of course, that final battle. I love the fact that I felt some tension.
There is tension in this.
There's a lot of tension with when the kid, his son has a blood disease with a high risk of dying at a young age. Like the doctor kept saying, he wouldn't even make it to 7 if he ends up like collapsing again.
Yeah.
Because this is not the first time. He collapsed at the school.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, child!
Yes. And I actually cared about the kid.
Yeah.
Because I liked the relationship he had with his parents.
Yeah.
And you really feel that connection that he has with his father, especially. So there's not only a drive to save the world, there's a drive to save the son as well. So you get that nice personal stake in there.
It was great.
And can we talk about Noah's suit?
Yes, let us talk about Noah's suit. What do you think about this suit and how it looks like a devolved version of... Well, it's not...
I'm not going to say devolved. I'm going to say it looks more like armor than any previous Ultraman that I think we've seen.
I like...
He looks more like he really looks like a knight wearing armor.
He looks like an unfinished Noah. But I will also say this. I like the way that this one looks better than the actual Noah because I hate Noah's face.
Fair enough.
Noah has that weird thing going on, and it's super sharp. It's super sharp at the front, and I don't like that on the Ultraman faces.
But I like how this one looks. I like the way the monster really looks too.
Yeah,
it looks really good,
and especially at the last fight when it absorbs a whole bunch of crows.
Mm-hmm.
You're just
good stuff.
Yeah, this is a great movie. I really appreciated this, and I was talking to somebody on our Discord the other day. It was like, should I watch the next before watching Nexus?
I don't think you need to.
Not really. I mean, they do make some obvious allusions at the very beginning of the film.
True.
Of the show. And I'm saying here, like, I don't think you need to, but you should. Just because it's a good movie and it sort of
I would definitely recommend this.
Yeah.
I'd say if you want to watch it, then absolutely give it a watch.
It's just good.
But is it required viewing for Nexus? I would say no.
No. I mean, you might have
It wasn't for me, so.
Yeah. Because we didn't have any questions when we first watched it. I mean, they show Shinichi at the beginning and they talk about him, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's talk about the Ultraman.
Ultraman, Mebius, and Ultraman Brothers.
You know how much
the
we love Mebius?
It still waffles between that and Jeed as my favorite Toku.
Yeah, I think...
It still goes back and forth between the two for them for me.
I think Jeed might end up beating it out solely because of this movie. I hate it.
I don't think this takes away from the show. Now, you hated this one.
I did.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, it sucks.
I didn't think this one was that bad.
I hated it.
I don't think it's particularly good, but I've definitely seen worse.
I was watching this like, why? Not to mention, the thing I just mentioned about the kid being good in the last movie.
In this one, the kid is very whiny and depressed.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Matt, this is not Ko.
Sounds worse.
I appreciated what they tried to do with him. I know you didn't. My biggest problem with this movie is that it was boring.
It was very boring.
Let me start with the things I liked.
Okay.
I liked seeing the old Ultraman in their human form.
Yeah,
I like that.
This is the 40th anniversary.
It is the 40th anniversary.
So we get to see all the returning Ultraman. Actually,
I loved seeing those guys again. I mean, not that I've watched the show, but it's nice to see them in general because I like it when actors come back.
We saw them in Mebius.
Sometimes, yes, some of them. I liked how optimistic this movie was. At times, it was nice to see some like old-fashioned optimism, for lack of a better word.
I think I was not in the right mindset for that.
I can definitely understand that.
Because
I can definitely understand that.
I'm sitting here like, I hate everything about this.
I have to ask, which one of these movies did you watch first?
Arby.
Because I watched this one first.
Oh, okay.
I watched this one, and then I watched the next, and then I watched Rube.
I was not in the mood for this.
I can tell.
I was just watching it like, I love Mirai and the rest of them, but at this point, I wanted them all to die.
You know, one of the things that made Mebius so great, it was the dynamic that Mirai and Rio had.
Yeah.
It was that idealism versus pragmatism. In this one, it's just the idealism.
Yeah.
The pragmatism gets delegated to a kid who is sad. It's like, I get it, he went through a pretty traumatic experience. A giant kaiju appeared out of frickin' nowhere and almost killed him and almost killed his dog.
However, he's not interesting enough to watch.
He is not very interesting.
Also, speaking of which, you know whose older sister is played by?
Who is it?
Abriella.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
This movie sucked. I hated this.
It's about 40 minutes longer than it needed to be.
Yeah. I was just sitting here watching it like, I don't care about this kid or his problems.
This could have easily just been an episode of the TV show if they cut out the Ultra Brothers stuff.
Which is the issue.
If there were just an episode of the show where Mirai was like introduced to this kid who feels betrayed because guys in Ultraman weren't there when he needed them, that could have been an interesting episode.
However, what we got is this.
But what we got, it's stretched out too much. This movie's about it's 93 minutes long.
Yeah, Yapul's in this again.
Yeah, he is.
Yapul's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. The villains in this movie are just like, "Grar, we bad thing, do bad for bad because evil, yay!" And that's that's their motivation.
It's accurate. It's completely accurate.
And then the Ultraman brothers are like, "No, evil is Badong, so we're going to stop you." I said that just for you.
Yes. This movie is just unrequired. That's the thing.
Well, no movie's ever been required.
No, I'm saying like in terms of the actual show, because this happens, after the show starts, unlike the next, which happens before the show starts. This movie just feels like unrequired mess.
Going into this movie, one of the things I was really excited to see again, I didn't get, and that was I wanted to see more of guys.
Yeah, we got none of them.
We got none of them. Koyomi's in it for a couple seconds, asking Mirai to bring her some cake or something.
Yeah,
but aside from that, I don't even think Rio's in this movie. Is he?
He's there at the very beginning.
The very beginning, and I think the very end, he shows up.
Which is sad because he was one of my favorite characters from the show.
Yeah, he was really great in the show, but in the movie, he's just not here.
It might have been different if we watched this closer to us actually watching the show. Maybe, but at the same time, it probably would have been disappointing because our favorite thing from the show wasn't there.
Yeah, a lot of my favorite things from the show weren't here.
I don't like this movie.
I wouldn't recommend it either. Didn't hate it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I was just wow, trash. Moving on to the last one that we're doing today.
Ultraman Rube, select the crystal bond.
Here's a problem I have with this, besides the fact that it's Rube and
What's that?
Tregear seems way too powerful in this movie. And it never seemed like they could do anything against, good job, his power. So I'm just sitting here watching this like...
what are we doing here?
Exactly. Like, I understand, we get to see Jeet again.
It was great to see Jeet again, and I think the comedy in this movie worked a lot better than the comedy in Rube.
Yeah, it did.
And just that opening shot of Rosso just upside down with his head, with his head stuck in a building.
Amazing.
That was pretty great. And the scene where they transform for the first time.
Oh yeah,
and Jeet is there. Where they've got their engine devices out, and it's like, you know, we get like the dramatic close-ups on both of them, and then we cut to a medium wide shot, and they're standing right next to each other, and they're like, oh, hello, goodbye. And then they have to like walk away behind some bushes.
Then they transform, and they all come out, and they're looking at him like,
and then they're transformed, and they're like, huh. That was really funny.
Yeah, there is some actual good comedy, and I think it's because of the fact that it was so contained in itself. I like this a lot more than actually watching the show. Mm-hmm. However, there were still some things that just felt awkward. Like I said, Trigger seems way too powerful at the beginning to be able to pull G from his own universe into the other one, and I'm sitting here like, what's stopping you from killing everybody? Same problem I fucking had with Devolto.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
I am. Yeah, it's just like...
every chance he gets.
Why?
Why? Because it's a movie, and if he just killed them, we wouldn't have a movie.
And then the whole thing...
that seems to be the best answer.
I like...
with situations like this.
The subplot with Catsby figuring out exactly really what he wanted to do, and then his friend... like, having that job within the video game industry and then getting kicked out of it. Quitting because he felt that all the work was beneath him. Because he was only doing menial jobs.
I hated that kid.
Yeah.
I hated him.
I like Katsumi's storyline, though. Just, it's something that everybody
his storyline, I can see why you'd like that.
It's so extremely relatable because it's something that everybody has to go through at some point in their life.
What do I want to do with the rest of my life? Yeah. That sort of thing. And like his brother seems to have it all figured out.
He's going to California.
He's going to California to study. His sister is just cruising through high school, and everything seems to be going great for her since she came back from the dead. Back from the crystal, I should say.
Exactly.
His parents' work is going well for both of them. His dad's store, like, business is booming there.
His mom is back.
His mom is back, and she's settling into work just fine.
Yeah, she's the new head of the company.
Yeah, that's what's his face worked for.
I'm having troubles remembering.
I just remember he did this a lot.
Yeah. Black Noah sorts. Darkness. So I understand exactly where he was coming from, but it's just like Trigger threw him into another planet.
Yeah, but by throw him into another planet, we mean throw him into the same rock quarry we've seen 100 million times.
Various other
things. But with like a sepia tone filter over top of it. So now it's a different planet.
This movie's still not bad.
So yeah, there's that. There's a lot of scenes of people running around public areas screaming somebody's name, looking for somebody. I feel like that happened a lot. Was that just me?
No, you're right.
Okay.
It happened quite a bit. We get to see all of Jeed's forms again, which I was like, yes, Jeed! The best thing about this movie, however, the movie doesn't really focus on him a lot.
No, he's there, but
like there's a whole misunderstanding.
As you said, nice to see him again.
Yeah, there's a whole misunderstanding at the beginning where they think that the little sister and him are like going on a date or something, but no, he's just looking for her.
That scene was really funny though. The scene leading up to it where they're like talking to each other on the walkie-talkies, and it's like cut to one, cut to another, but then like another cut to a wide shot. They're all standing like 3 feet apart,
and they all gave like, "What are we doing?"
He's like, "What are we doing here?" And they all gave each other the same code name.
Like none of this is working.
That made me
We're just gonna walk. But yeah, it's just I don't know. There were things I liked about this movie. I'll definitely say that, but it's just like Trigger seemed way too powerful, and they really have scaled him back in Taiga. Mm-hmm. So I'm enjoying him a lot more there, but this is our first introduction to him. Mm. We also do end up getting 2 more Ultras in this.
Yep.
With Ultra Woman Grigio,
mm-hmm.
who's just yellow. This is our first Ultra Woman in a very long time. and Ultraman Groob,
Mm-hmm.
who is, oh my god. Alright, let's talk about him for a quick second. I don't mind the suit of Groob nor Grigio.
Mm-hmm.
However, in this movie, Groob is only CGI.
True.
And it hurts it. Because he looks so not there. In comparison to, he doesn't look real.
Yeah.
He looks cheap. And I don't like that. See,
yeah, I can understand that.
yeah, I really don't like Groob. He just doesn't look good.
There's a video game character.
Yeah.
In the middle of this live action shot.
There's just otherwise the movie is fine, but it's just
his suit's nice though.
No, it reminds me of
what?
The fucking Saga movie.
Where
that whole CGI fight scene happens. And you're just sitting there like, wow, this is happening to me today.
But yeah, the Groob suit's good. I like the Grigio suit as well. So, yeah. At least those look good.
It's alright. Would I recommend it? If you liked RB, sure. I'm not going to say.
I feel like if you like Ruby, you've already seen this.
Yeah, this does feel like a much more extended episode with extra flair.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is how we end up getting introduced to Trigger, but I just don't feel like this is a good introduction. Compare this introduction to Belial's. Breaks out of prison.
That's just unfair.
Comes down to the planet of light and kills a whole bunch of people. Because that's how we do.
That's not a fair comparison. That's one of the best villain intros I've ever seen in Toku.
I feel like it has to be a fair comparison. You want to know why? Because they're sort of setting him up to be another Belial. But a lot more sly instead of just going out to killing people.
Well.
But yeah. That's what we think of these 3 movies. Next time, we're going to get ready to depart. Because we are going with Resha Sentai Tokucast.
Join us on the rainbow line, everybody.
Henshin dashimasu! Henshin dashimasu!
So yeah, we'll see you all in, oh god, we're almost getting to the end of the year, so I think the only thing that we have left to do is, I'm going to check our schedule real quick. So, on the 8th is when the Tokucast will come out. On the 15th, we're going to have, I guess, the movies and the specials for it. The 22nd, I'm trying to decide if we want to go ahead and start Drive there. We could do Drive.
We could.
Drive could be started on the 22nd. However, there will also end up being a live stream of us playing Mario Party at some part.
We could do that on the 22nd.
Yeah, we could do that. Oh, the 21st in that case.
Merry Christmas. Here's Mario Party.
So yeah, we'll see you all next time for Tokucast in episode 87. And don't forget to like us and join us on all the things.
All of them.
Don't forget to comment in the comment section below. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.